You've said that the next step, or the company has been relatively explicit, that the next step is an IPO eventually.
2019 is the target.
Travis used to say that he wanted to stay private for as long as humanly possible. Jeffrey Sonnenfeld was asking a question of Howard Schultz about the public versus private markets. Given all of the spotlight on you now, even as a private company, why would you want to be public?
I think you said it best. We have all of the disadvantages of being a public company as far as a spotlight on us, without any of the advantages of being a public company. So Travis and the whole board now agree that we should just go public. The numbers supported, the system supported, et cetera. And the fact is that if you set up the company in the right way, and you are honest and plain spoken to your investors about being a long-term player, about sacrificing short-term quarterly results for long-term gain, you will find that right set of shareholders who will support you.
Do you need to do that to get the capital that you need from companies like Softbank?
Do what?
Go public?
No. No. I think the results of the company speak for themselves. And by the way, they can get better, and we can execute better. But actually, if you talk to Softbank, they don't have any particular interest in going public. They are the ultimate long-term investor.
I have actually a quick SoftBank question. And I knew you were in Saudi Arabia 2 weeks ago, as was I. There was a fascinating article in the Times earlier this week by our tech columnist talking about really the idea of Saudi money, or potentially Russian money, or other money, foreign money, if you will, in the Valley. And how the Valley or corporate America should think about that. $45 billion of SoftBank's $100 billion comes from Saudi Arabia. There was an earlier investment made by Saudi Arabia. How do you think about that?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't commingle Saudi money and Russian money. They're different animals, right? And the Saudi money didn't come with any strings attached other than the strings that any investor would have. And Yasser, who is on our board, has been nothing but a model board member whose sole interest is helping the company kind of get to the right stage of maturity, et cetera. Now, I wasn't there, but at the time when we took the money, because I asked the team about it, the company definitely talked about it. And I'd say that the most important issue for the company was the women's rights in Saudi Arabia. And actually, the company explicitly talked about how we actually believe that women should be able to drive. And since then, the changes that we're seeing, the cultural changes that we're seeing in Saudi Arabia, they are unambiguously positive, they're daring, but it certainly does seem like the country is moving in the right direction.
Let's talk about the operational business itself. And part of an IPO, I imagine, I don't know if you'll get there by then, but how do you make this company profitable? There has been an argument made over the years, given all of the capital that's come to you and so many of your competitors, that we are all having our rides home and elsewhere subsidized by the venture capital community, and that there may very well never be a day where the math actually adds.
That day is today, because the math is actually working in certain areas, in certain geographies. So if you look at the portfolio of the business, there are certain markets, such as the Asia-Pacific markets, if you look at Southeast Asia or India, where we are in heavy, heavy investment mode, and appropriately so. And we lose money. The bigger the company gets, the more money we lose, because we're actually subsidizing those rides. But we have been able to demonstrate a track record, and you've got to look in the numbers and look in the geographies where over a period of time we can pull back on the subsidies, and over a period of time get into a position of profitability on a geographic business. It doesn't happen everywhere, but I think that we can certainly demonstrate it.
What's the key and what's the time frame for that to happen?
It depends on the market, and it depends on the dynamics, the competitive dynamics in the marketplace.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.